Hello, welcome to episode 11 of our Let's Play Hearts-of-Iron 3 as Italy. Remember from last time that Brazil managed to land in Normandy and managed to capture a great big pocket without me realising. And I suppose not a lot else is happening. Oh yes, the British had a few partisans in Iraq, which I kind of just ignored. Japan kicked ass in India, as well, they've been kicking ass the whole game. But the downside of them kicking ass in India, and especially Persia joining the Axis, is that a whole bunch of Axis forces managed to march across Turkey, as you can see there, and eat up all my supplies, which means that the Russians were actually able to drive us back. As you can see there, the Germans actually managed to keep advancing, but they haven't quite captured Moscow yet. Just looking over here, the New Zealanders have fought back a little bit. At least they're holding a defensive line around Christchurch. And in the rest of the world it kind of looks fairly historical, really. Okay, best get going. So you can see I kind of still have supply problems in the Caucasus. But I think they're starting to come right. Just going to give these divisions a few generals, and I'll send them up to fight the Brazilians, since it kind of looks like there's a few Romanians there, but I don't know, they could probably use their help, and these guys are just kind of sitting around waiting for something to do. That was the 5th Corps. Sorry, the 5th Corps of the 3rd Army can come up here as well. Hopefully they'll arrive there in time. Okay. So we've got a number of divisions falling back. These guys should advance. And that corps can also advance. We'll just have a look at things happening here. Our front line along the Black Sea looks good, but the second we get away from the ocean, there's just supply problems and gaps in our line. So let's just create a few more convoys to try and get some more supplies in there. Here's a good port to go from. Yeah, that'll do. I suppose Naples is quite far away, but whatever. And somewhere in Turkey. No. Iskandar is in Turkey somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Not there, no. There it is. So it's in the wrong part of Turkey. But I suppose it does give supplies to the troops that are eating all my supplies at the moment. So I mean, that's good. What can I do here? So to do that, there's still going to be a big gap in the lines, and the 3rd Corps is very, the 3rd Army I should say, is very isolated out here. And they've managed to drive a wedge between the 3rd and the 1st Army. Well, maybe not a wedge, but I think you know what I mean. There's a gap in the line around, is it Tbilisi? It's my third army to the east of it and my first army to the west. At least that general's getting experience. Okay, set up traps on. Trieste, yeah. Just set up. And Venice to. I don't see traps on. That port, it must really have a convoy or two going to it and must be at its capacity. That's just down the bottom somewhere. No, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Yeah, wait. What's this one called? Termi. Termi and Erigli. That's not okay. So that one's going from Venice to... Okay, that's completely wrong. Didn't really... I sent that convoy into Tunisia instead of Turkey. Okay. Termi. It's probably not how you say it at all, like not even close. Let's just have it coming out of Athens, I think. Athens. There's Termi. There we go. That should do wonders for my supplies. Then maybe we could actually try and hold a defensive line, move in advance, that would be great. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything I can do to stop the Soviets from capturing Baku. Truth be told, given the organisation of these guys, I'm most likely going to have to pull back. And we're being driven back in the centre again. Well, that looks a lot better. So I don't see... Oh no, there's still a few people of supply, but it's much better than... Actually, it's probably better than it ever has been. They're recovering their morale nice and quick. Good for a counterattack. Okay, and these guys have stopped attacking. So it's advancing, which isn't surprising, so I don't really have much that can stop them. Aggressive. Yeah, I think defensive. I'm not actually entirely sure what that means. but true defensive is at least likely to get them killed. We already had some intercepts out here. Your interceptor superiority across. Let's make them a long range. Passive. Because I just saw that the Soviets had a few fighter bomber squadrons out here, or wings, whatever. Okay, we're gonna lose that because we have no morale. So just get some divisions out here quickly. Just try and close up the gap, or at least make it narrow, the gap between first and third armies. Five divisions of my elite troops were beaten just like that by a single Soviet division. And now our army troops are out of supplies. But they just they can attack anyway. Those guys stopped attacking again. Not sure there's much else I can actually do about my supplies. I mean, other than pulling soldiers out, but I can't hold the front as it is. Yeah, cool. Some infantry arrived. Just spray these guys, try and cover the front as best as we're able to. That attack's going right. I think the Second Army's offensives might be eating up all the supplies for the other two armies down the line. But I also kind of think that if I expand the join that I have to the German occupied parts of Russia, I can get more supplies through there. So it's probably going to be worth it in the long run. At least I hope it will be. Only these guys were in a position that they could actually advance into Tbilisi. It only surround one division, but right now I could use that morale boost. Just personally, not my soldiers, that gain nothing by it, I don't think. better get to that province before the Soviets do. Because I do not want to lose them. And this division will just put back on that fight. Let's put one of our armored divisions in that province. We'll just try and hold the river line for now. I think this pocket's been whittled down a fair bit by the Romanians, Hungarians and Germans. Once my guys are in position, which won't be that long, I should be able to launch a bit of an offensive there. Attack. I've got a garrison division. Those two we can support. Might as well get the garrison to support as well. And the Romanians are helping out. What looks like down on that one. That province that's in there. I mean, it doesn't extend our line anymore. But the German forces along the frontier seem a bit thin for my liking. Okay. Starting to get supplies into here now. We should also have got supplies around most of the frontier. No, put them. So I'm just going to dump them on the front lines. Oops. Let's leave this clip there. Infantry of the 3rd Army. Whereabouts are they? Over there. We've won that battle. So let's get these 4 divisions to the next attack. Sure, go just as well. It's got some very good divisions, these Brazilian, or very good commanders, the Brazilians. these soldiers have any organizations, they're not really going to be able to hold the line. But it looks like the Soviet forces are withdrawing for whatever reason anyway. But now this gap is massive. Alright, well we've almost won, and I'm not going to be able to, like even if I do and help the offensive, I'm just going to give territory to the Germans and Hungarians. Might as well spread these guys out. And there's one there. Just go kind of hang out in Greece. Just for now, and then I'll shift them to the front. That's, a bit later. I suspect some reserves with a decent organisation could be very helpful at the moment. Where's Moscow? It's around here somewhere. Oh, they haven't captured it, have they? No. Oh, there it is. So Germans have been driven back a bit. But their front line looks very thin right across the Russian front. Germans out of here. Okay. Almost got plentiful supplies. Well, I think almost. I look at these guys and now none of these guys have any supplies. In the last video I was kind of worried that the Third Army would get kind of surrounded and cut off. But I realised between making that and playing this game that it's actually not an issue, because behind them they've got Persia, which is now my ally, so I can just withdraw into there. So as long as I don't get the Russians behind me, which I doubt they will, it should be fine. I mean, having gaps in my line isn't ideal, but they don't really have the numbers to exploit them. But I mean, I don't have the organisational supplies to actually exploit the fact that there are so few Soviet forces actually opposing me. Truth be told, I probably should actually switch to having a more, a defence in depth, just so that some of my soldiers could start regaining organisation. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of got them set up for an offensive here when we're actually being driven back. We lost friends to the Brazilians. That's unexpected. Just what are our fighter suspensions? RE2000s. Which are pretty good. And I should go. I'm not too worried about the Brazilians, because I know that they were right down that peninsula and the Carinthia Peninsula, and there were plenty of Romanians and Germans there. Lost St. Brieuc, and that was a British Marine mission. Just get this sorted. And that guy's about to get driven back. What happened to the German division that was attacking there? Okay, yeah, that's right, this. Okay, they have launched a pretty impressive counterattack. It looks like the Americans have arrived in strength. Americans? Yeah, those were American divisions fighting for the British inside Brazilian territory. Partisans, we've lost more ground to the Brazilians. Oh, I hope the Romanians and Germans can deal with it. So I need to get this defensive line sorted. And that was the... we're about to lose here, so just... look at that line, there's just no Germans defending it. It seems like the Brazilians are on a roll in the west. These guys have no real arsenal for attacking them just yet. At least they're in supply now. No organisation. So we might as well just wait for a bit. Oh no. There are not enough soldiers to contain that. Where did all those Romanians go? We'll just get our ones headed back there, and there they are. Hopefully we can kind of block them there, because this is a very rapid advance. We're regaining organisation fairly rapidly there. Actually, yeah, I am going to get them to attack. I'll just get the neighbouring corps to support them, and hopefully they'll do the heavy lifting. And so we can just kind of occupy the territory. Alright, we're down to a 2-province hold there. The Alpine troops still not gaining organisation very rapidly. Okay, I'm going to have to launch a spoiling attack here. I can't let the Russians get involved here. Actually, we'll do a 2-division attack and try and recapture that. There we go, that's a nice solid offensive. Okay, another garrison division. I'll say it's probably not that useful. They can't really do naval landings there, or I don't expect them to. So maybe we send them. No, I'll say it's not. Let's think about sending them to like Greece or North Africa or somewhere, since I've got no one there. And I mean, there are partisans popping up here and there, but that'll be fine. I mean, to be honest, at this rate, there's a chance that these guys might end up fighting the Brazilians before too long. Oh, they've managed to cut off some of my divisions. I'm starting to think my whole idea of just using the garrison divisions to kind of hold my rear areas might not have been the greatest idea. Just because right now I'm kind of desperately short of frontline troops. Or maybe not, I've got enough to hold the Russian front. But not quite enough to do much in the west. But just my garrison troops, they don't seem to be as effective at holding key points as I would have hoped. Or as I had hoped. But these guys are fairly good morale, so let's just get a little bit of an offensive here, since we can. No, they're in no condition to attack neither of these guys. For some reason the Third Army is getting supplies through that tiny little gap, while the First Army, which is kind of on the way there, isn't. No idea why that is. Oh wow, the Germans have lost a lot of ground. And we've pretty much lost Brittany. defensive line behind that river. Or just in this general area, since the South African forces are already over the river. And we're losing more ground. And attack could do as well. They actually recovered their morale really quickly. It's amazing what actually having food and stuff will do to raise the spirits. Any attacks? Oh no. Officially it's not going very well, but we're gaining quite quickly. They have launched a spoiling attack, which seems to be going pretty good for them so far. Oh, the Germans have been driven back. I kind of don't want to attack at that point. Since it actually looks like the Germans are almost going to be driven back into the Black Sea. Okay, but India's fallen. Siam's the only bit of British India left. Or Burma. Or Myanmar, if you want to be a bit modern about it. Okay, bunch of divisions have been surrounded. And also they're about to be destroyed. Managed to beat them off in that little spoiling attack they launched. Still no morale there. And we're still missing supplies from much of the first army. That's right, these guys were actually setting up a shield wall. Which... were they? They were up there somewhere in one of the captured airfields. I'll just get them convoy raiding, or get the naval bombers convoy raiding. They're doing their thing, they're doing their thing. Cool. More naval bombers. Just kind of hang out in the Mediterranean, since I'm pretty sure the British still have supply convoys going through the water. Yeah, I'll just put them right in the middle. And I think from there, yeah, they can do convoy raids on both oceans. that garrison corps there, it's lost all the divisions under its command. Fighting a bunch of British, not British, Brazilian squadrons there. You know, when Brazil joined the Allies, I was like, you know, I don't care. They're not all that powerful. And then what do? They invade Normandy and just be a right pain in the ass. Should win this. Most of our armed divisions are in fairly good shape. I think we'll win this one. Maybe. So, don't attack right here. Yeah, we're doing right there. Starting to make progress against the Brazilians. Oh yeah, the Alpine troops is finally kind of starting to get some fighting ability back. If I put that division finish around, I've encircled one and kind of isolated Baku. Which is not much better. Supporting attack there, which one's taking? There you go. Cool. If I can capture those hills there as well, it means that the second division, the one that's not attacking, can turn around and drive the Soviet forces up and against the border with Persia. And then capture Baku. Actually, hopefully that drive against Baku and we could surround them there. Things are going right here. It looks like this time they might beat us. And there's not a lot we can do about it. Close to winning. Okay, more uprisings in Iraq. But I'll just let my allies deal with it. I kind of don't care that they're just taking land off me effectively in Iraq. You know, all it's good for is oil, and I've got plenty of oil and plenty of fuel. Japan's conquered Nepal, or Nepal. The infantry division that can just get chucked on the front lines. So maybe chuck it right there. I mean, it's not going to do anything because it's got no organisation. But it might give this general a little bit of combat experience. Oh, we were in a West. That was a complete waste of time. It looks like the remaining forces are actually managing to push back in the centre there against Brazilians. And our offensive along here hasn't gone badly. Little bit of organization. Quite good enough for offensive. Let's try this again. But we lost. Well, they'll withdraw and we can just capture it when there's no one there. Surely the Germans have almost been solved. They lost so much ground so quickly. Like even more than I did in the last episode, or even the last 2 episodes combined. No, you just lost supplies. I wonder where all the Germans went, because there aren't a hell of a lot in Western Europe either, or don't seem to be many garrisons in Germany. I mean, why would the AI send all of its soldiers? Because they were advancing quite rapidly into the Soviet Union, and then suddenly they've just got no soldiers there. So I mean, either the Soviets managed like a really awesome encirclement, or the Germans sent all their soldiers something weird. you've really got a multinational force up in here. Actually, I'll put those guys there. Get to the defense and get them to go. Just have a defense there. We can get that counter-attack. Maybe. Our forces aren't really in good condition. Okay, we've got one more infantry division coming, so we should. I think armoured divisions will go pretty well. Other army corps. Don't have the manpower to bring all those reserves. I think we'll just actually hold on to the manpower, we don't really have much. Alright, our flank there is very wrong. The Germans have been surrounded and there's only a handful of German divisions there. Okay, so they're going in to defend that area. I'll just send them back. Not that one. Where's the other one that was going to attack in front of the chalet? Anyway, I was just going to send back to the bridge here, so they can prepare for a counter-attack. Nice and easy, and hopefully we can capture Chevron as well. Feels really good to kind of like finally be driving the Soviets back. Although I imagine it's going to be only a few more weeks till I'm having to give up ground in the north there, just because the Germans have collapsed. The thing is, it's not even winter, it's summer. This is when the Germans are supposed to be kicking ass. Actually, historically, this is the time when the Germans were launching their massive drive towards Stalingrad. So instead the Soviets are driving them back. Yeah, let's stop that attack. Hold our organisation for a bit longer. Someone deal with it. Oh cool, the Japanese have captured Midway. They've managed to push south of Christchurch, but don't seem to have any intention of actually finishing off New Zealand. I've lost a little bit of ground since the start of the video in the centre here, and I think also a bit in the east, but I've gained a lot in the west. So I think I'm completely average, and the supply situation is much, much better than it was last episode. The problem is these damn Germans. What the hell happened to them? And I can see they're actually going to like lose forces, because so many of them have just been encircled in Crimea or South Ukraine, or that little pocket up next to me. I mean, what the hell did they do to actually, thin their line out so badly? We lost there again, but time to launch this counter-attack. yet a major uprising in Greece, where I have absolutely no garrison divisions. I have no frontline troops anywhere near here. Oh crap. So I'm going to be fighting on 3 fronts now, though there's not really any allies nearby either. Oh, and they've captured Athens. Shit, that was like a major port for me. Like for my supplies to Turkey. Oh, bugger. Well, I think we're going to end it there. Bugger. Okay, next episode's going to be kind of awful. I'm starting to suspect that the Axis might lose this war. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed this more than I have. I'll see you all next time.